Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Whatever time y'all are tuning in, I certainly appreciate y'all are here. Today's video, guys, is going to be about knife school. We're going to learn how to date a case knife. And I know a lot of y'all already know that, but I get a lot of questions on how to date case knife. So I'm going to go ahead and make a video about it. We're going to show some of my best case knives. We're going to look at the dating system. We're going to look at the history of case. We're going to show some of my, some of my better case knives as well. So it's going to be a great day in the knife shop, guys, because I learned a lot just by reading this book. I wrote a few notes down that the highlights of that I thought was pretty important here. Anyway, guys, Case family was introduced to knife making by Job's daughter, Teresa, married a cutlery salesman, John Brown Francis Champlin. This is Mr. Job Case right here. He had one daughter that I know of and 4 sons. Okay, we're going to get into their names here in a minute. But remember, Teresa is the one that married into a knife company. And his name was John Brown Francis Champlin. He started Cattaraugus, believe it or not, cutlery company in 1886 when Teresa's brothers joined with Mr. John Brown, Teresa's husband, in his cutlery import business. His import business name was JBF Champlin, Little Valley, New York. The brothers only worked 1 year for Cattaraugus, but once her brothers joined Mr. John Brown, he changed the company to Cattaraugus. And the brothers of Teresa is William R., which we know him, W.R. Case, and then Mr. Gene and John D. and Andrew. Those were Teresa's brothers that joined Mr. John Brown. And when they did that, he changed it, the company name to Cattaraugus. And they only worked there for 1 year. But when William R., Gene, John D., and Andrew left, they formed, well, William R. didn't, but Gene, John D., and Andrew formed the first company to ever use Case name, Case Brothers Cutlery Company. And that was in 1887. Pretty cool, ain't it? So, again, William Russell Case was not part of the Case Brothers Cutlery Company. Case Brothers was very, very successful. In 1900, they built their own factory, okay? Desiring to impress their customers, starting in 1900 through 1914, they started putting double X on the middle of the blade. And sometimes double X tested, okay? But double X stood for excellent quality. They wanted to set themselves apart from the other knife brands of that day by using XX, and we know that still today. But I'll tell you how Case got it. 1912, the Little River factory burned. So Case Brothers Cutlery Company burned in 1912 in Little Valley, New York. Okay, they relocated to Springville, New York, and then after that the company failed. Okay, 1914, the double X trademark was transferred to W.R. Case and Sons Cutlery. I'll tell you how that was formed real quick. Hang on, get my notes. Got a lot of them, guys. But anyway, John Russell Case, which is W.R.'s son, okay, and also W.R. had a daughter named Debbie. But so we're fixing to get into all this. But John Russell Case, which is W.R.'s son, was trained at Case Brothers by his uncle, or the uncles, the 3 of them. You had Andrew, John, and Gene. Okay, he trained John Russell Case, which is W.R. Case's son. Okay, and that was from 1900 to 1902 when he worked for Case Brothers Cutlery Company. And from 1902 to 1905, John Russ started his own cutlery brokerage company. 1902 started using Job Case right here, and he didn't have anything to do with knives. He was a horse trader and a farmer. But he started using his photo right here, just like that, on his advertisements. And he took on his dad's name, which his dad didn't have anything else to do with knives as far as I understand. He took on his daddy's name, which was WR, and his company name was WR Case and Son. Okay, that's very important. WR Case and Son. All right, John Russell Case was on contract to buy knives from Platt's Brothers Cutlery Company in Colorado and a few others. They didn't name the other companies, but the main companies was Platt's Brothers Cutlery Company in Colorado. Okay, from 1902 to 1905. John Russ Case was an excellent salesman. Business flourished. This encouraged him to move to Bradford, Pennsylvania. How about that? But Debbie, which is John Russell Case's sister, which John Russ and Debbie was W.R. Case and Sons kids. Okay, so this is very important too. Now, Mr. H.N. Platts, if I can find, joined forces with John Russell Case. Okay, H.N. Platts, which was the husband to Debbie. So their brother-in-law, H.N. Platts, joined forces with John Russell Case in selling knives. When they joined forces, the company name was W.R. Case and Sons. It didn't have anything else to do with the Case brothers of Andrew, John, and Gene. Okay, so again, 1905, the company name changed to W.R. Case and Sons because H.N. Platts joined forces with Mr. John Russell Case. Okay, and also in 1910, guys, Debbie and H.N. Platts moved out to Colorado, where he actually formed Western States Cutlery Company, which turned into, as we know it today, as Western. So all of it is combined, guys. It's all related. It's so cool. I love this stuff. But after they become successful, and we know what Case is today. But Case was sold in 1972, and that ended the Case family owning Case. American Brands Incorporated bought it. Then James Parker bought it in 1989. In May of 1993, Zippo bought Case. So that is the history of how Case got started, guys. I thought I just did the highlights. If you want to know more detailed information about Case, you can look it up online, or you can get this book here. It has like 3 or 4 pages of good stuff. It really does. But now, guys, we're fixing to go over here on my table. We're going to go through the dating systems. And I have different knives for different eras. So it's going to be cool. And I'm going to show you some of my better Case knives. And I'm going to show you my awesome Case knives. And guys, I forgot to mention, I got in a Case knife yesterday. And I already cleaned it up. I couldn't help it. I went over there and worked on it some. I come over here and polished it up. But you're going to be surprised of what it is. It's a beautiful knife. Beautiful knife. I can't wait to share it with y'all. So it's going to be fun, guys. And I just want to thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in today. And I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, guys, here are some of my Case knives here. There's some in there that's excellent. There's some in there that needs work. I just using those some that needs work to show the an example of a dating period of time. So, but let's go over the pattern number. So when you get, if you get one in, let's see, pattern number like this right here. You open it, this is a 90 right here. See here, 1990. It's got the date on it. It's got Delrin handles. It takes a while for you, and sometimes Delrin will fool you too now. But anyway, it just takes a while for you to learn about Case knives. But here's a pattern number, 61011. So 6 over here, guys, and I'll show you right there. The pattern number is 61011. 011 is a pattern, which the pattern is for the Hawkbill knife, okay? 61, though, if you see 6 over here, it's jig bone, jig synthetic, which that's what that is, jig synthetic, or what you call Delrin, okay? Then you got 1, meaning the number of the number of blades. See right there, number of blades. In this example was 6347, the 47 pattern, which is 6 is they're using the example of jig bone. And then 3 is the number of blades, and 47 is the pattern number. But see, there's the examples of different handle materials. You got 1 is solid hardwood, 2 is smooth black synthetic, thermoplastic rubber. 3 is smooth yellow synthetic. 4 is smooth synthetic. 5 is genuine stag. 6 is jig bone, jig synthetic, jig laminate. And then 6.5 is bone stag, which is bone cut to look like stag. Then you got 7, curly maple, rosewood, smooth laminate. 8 is genuine mother and pearl. 9 is imitation mother of pearl. Then you got 10, G10, kernite. I've never seen those. Example, exotic stone and horn. Pretty cool. Anyway, that's that. And they got the different tang stamps, and we'll go over all that too. But that's how you read a pattern, guys. You just look at it. I don't know. Wade is really good at naming the patterns. I'm not real good at it. I don't know the pattern numbers. I just know the last 2 or 3 numbers of the model number is the pattern, whereas the beginning is the handle material. First letter is always the handle material. Some of them have M, which is for metal. And then 1 is the number. The second number is always the number of blades. So that's that. We'll get back to this one here in just a second. But the oldest knife that I have of case, I bought this in a pawn shop in Columbus, Georgia. That's a bottle opener right there. But I think this is called the lady's leg or something like that, the pattern. But they didn't start really they started putting pattern numbers on different blades in the 40s, but they really started in 49 is when they did every blade had a pattern number on it. But this right here, guys, is W.R. Case and Son. So this was from 1905 when H.M. Platts was helping John Russell Case, like I was saying, because that is W.R. Case and Sons. Very cool. Let's make sure. Yeah, see the S right there on the end of Son? Very cool. But see, this had a broke blade, guys, but I could not resist not getting this because of the oldest tang stamp that I have. So this started 1905. Very cool. And this one here this was given to me by Mr. Dennis from Lakeland, Florida. This was his grandfather's knife. It's actually green bone. It looks like a 6318 pattern. But again, there's no pattern number. But we'll look at the card in a minute. But you can barely see case tested, double X right there. But that is green bone right there, guys. This blade has snap, but these two don't. They're lazy. But there's no way I'd try to fix that, because it's going to stay just like it is. And like I always say, guys, sometimes you just got to let an old knife be an old knife. But as you can see, W.R. Case and Sons Cutlery Company, Bradford, New York, 1905 to 1920. That was like this one right here. Then 1920 to 1940 was case tested. I have another example of this. I actually found this knife, Peaches to Beaches, in 2023 for $5, guys. Bone. I bought like 7 knives for $35. But look at that bone right there. It's saw cut bone, but it's pocket worn. This is actually a sheepfoot blade. I had to kind of reprofile it some, but there's a good example of case tested right there. Is that not beautiful? And this knife here got great snap, half stop. Hear that? That pin blade is excellent shape, man. Beautiful knife here. For $5, I bought this, guys. $5. Now this is the knife I got in yesterday, right here. It's actually what Wade called is a transition knife, and I'll show you why. From this example right here. I got this knife from Tony Meeks. He gave it to me. I'll show you what year it is. But this knife here, guys, is a X is under. I call it. X is under right there. Case X is under. 1940 to 1964. Through 1964. Because 1965 and through 1969, they used that right there. Case XX USA. But this right here is X is under. Right here. See that right there? I put a little oil to it. But look at that knife, y'all. It's got snap. It does have a little broken piece of bone right there, but I can live with that. I can live with that all day long because that red bone is absolutely gorgeous. See that worm groove? It's worm groove jig bone, which is rare. And then he said, Wade said, this is a transition knife from the 20 to 40 knives to the 60 or 40 to 64 through 64, because that little curve right there, it dips way down. Okay, see that right there? And then you notice the drill frame too is close to the bone. But look at that worm groove. The worm groove goes up under the shield, guys. Is that not cool or what? That's a beautiful bone. But I paid $225 for it and some change. That includes shipping and taxes from eBay on this thing. Is that not a most beautiful knife? Beautiful bone. It's still got some oil coming out where I've oiled it, because it wanted to snap some, but you see how it snaps now. I could tell in the photos, guys, and I tell y'all this every chance I get. Anytime you see a blade open and that spring is pushed out, it's a good chance it's going to have snap. And this one does. See? And that is a beautiful, beautiful knife. But that's a great knife, guys. It's going to go right here in the museum. But anyway, transition knife because it dips way down low. It's a 1920 to 1940 frame, he said. Because this is a 1970, whereas you see it don't dip that low. It just curves out. You see how low that one goes right there? There's so much of these case knives on pinpointing the dates and everything. But it's absolutely a gorgeous knife. But see, it don't dip that low. We'll get to this knife here in one second. But this also is beautiful bone. It needs work. I'm looking for blades now, but it's got X's under right there. Just like this knife. Made from 1940 all the way through 1964. Very, very beautiful bone. Cannot wait to find blades for that. And this one here, guys, is a 1964 it started in 1965, okay? And then it went all the way through 1969. But this is a serpentine jack, I think it is. But let's see, there's the, right there. That's this tang stamp. Where is it at? Right here. See that tang stamp right there? That is 65 through 69. Because in 1970, they started the dot system, be able to tell you what exact year it was made. But that's a beautiful knife too. Beautiful red bone. Mint. And here's a 1970 when the dots first started. This is what you want to see in every knife. Even earlier or later beginning of decade, you want to see 10 dots. And they change some. But see, there's 10 dots straight across there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But see, Mr. Tony Meeks gave me this. You see how the wood is pocket worn? And I'm going to be looking for a parts knife. Preferably a 70 that's got a broke spring. Even a folding, the Hunter one. Hoping to find one so I can change out this blade. Because that's actually my birth year. That'd be so cool if I could find a 1970 blade for that. But see that wood, how pocket worn it is? That is absolutely cool to me. Okay, that was the 70s. Now this is another spectacular 1970s knife. I got this one from the world famous Michael Hale. I think we did a trade on it. I think I got this from him. I can't even remember, guys. But anyway, this is what Mr. Wade calls a chocolate bone. And see, for every year, let's say 1970, they had 10 dots. In 71, they had 9 dots. 75, they had 5 dots. 79, they had 1 dot. They take a beginning of the decade, they had 10 dots. And for every year that goes by, they take away a dot. So this right here has 3 dots. So this is a 1977. And it's all based on how Case XX USA is spelled, along with the dots. Okay? But this is an absolutely gorgeous knife. Bone handle. I love that white and that bone right there. Ain't it beautiful? Love it. And this right here, guys, is a one I've got in on trade. This is a nice knife. And this is a 80s brand spanking new. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 5 on that side. So this is a 1981. See that? And the pattern number on this thing is 2159. And that's lock blade stainless steel pins, okay? And it could be stainless steel blades, but that is 2159. You got, let's look at the pattern. Number 2 right there is smooth black synthetic thermoplastic rubber. So that's what that is, okay? It's smooth. See how smooth that is? Then you got the 1, which is a one blade. Then you got 59. That is the pattern number for this knife here. Is that not cool? But I got this in on trade, brand spanking new. I got the box, the receipt when he bought it, and everything. Now this one here is a 90. In 1990 or 89, you remember Mr. Parker bought case knives, okay? They bought case. And he started in 89. Actually, I seen one, the earliest one I seen the other day when Mr. Glenn had it. It was a 1988 mini copper lock it had on there. But then they did the actual dates like this. This is a 90, remember? 90. They was putting dates on them instead of dots. The collectors started complaining, so they went back to the dot system in mid-93. And Parker actually sold, I think it could have been when Zippo took it over, because I think they bought it, remember, in May of 93. And that's probably when they started putting the dots back on there. So Parker introduced the actual date on the knife, and collectors complained. But now, the one like this with the dates on them are actually more collectible than the ones with the dots in the 90s, because there's not that many. There's less of that than there are the one with the dots on them. But is that not cool? But there it is right there, guys. That's what the dot or the date looks like on them. Some of them are hard to read, like 89 and 90, 91, because sometimes they're real small. Now this one here is a, what is this one? Now see, this is a 92 right here. I think it's like brand new, guys. I don't forgot where I got this one from. 92. I think it was in that, I bought this, I think, for 30 bucks over at, there's a thrift mall over in Columbus. I think that's where I bought that. Okay, so this one here is a rust lock. This one is a 2000. See, in 2000, they started putting X's and dots. And they start taking away the dots first. So that's how the tang stamp looks at the beginning of 2000. You see that long tail C, the straight line, long tail C? And it's X's and dots, okay? This is a great knife here. Somebody sent this in, I cleaned it up, and it's a beautiful, beautiful rust lock. I love that orange bone, beautiful. And this one I bought just the other day, guys, up in Tarbleton, Georgia. I gave 64 bucks for it, but this is a 2000 Serpentine Stockman. See that right there? 5 dots and 5 X's. Very, very good knife too. And this one here is a 2015. See, and they changed the way they spelled case, still using the X's and dots, okay? And again, they take the dots away first. You see there's no dots, only X's. So that's 2015. That's the tang stamp right there. See, in 2010, a new design was introduced. Much like the previous decade, the X's and dots were used. But you see, what confuses me the most, guys, is a 2010s, like started in 2010, run all the way through 2019. And this one, the 90s, when they used dots, not the year. But you got to remember, in the 90s, they only used dots. And in the, let's see, the 2000s and 2010s, they started using dots and X's. But you got to remember, on these, they start taking the dots away first, okay? That's how you can tell, because the only ones in the 90s would have 7 dots. At the most dots it would have, and go all the way down to 1, which would have been 99. So a little confusing. That's the most years that confused me right there. because they look so much alike, the way they did case, and you can tell it. Which is a little different, but when you don't have it in front of you, it gets confusing. But this is a great knife, guys. I picked this up for 52 bucks. This is actually a Muskrat 2015. Beautiful orange bone right there. Right there. And this one here is, I bought this one at the Colette Country Store case event last year. Great people, Mr. Rick and Mr. Chaz. Great folks that own that place. Big old lot of great food and a lot of case knives to choose from. I mean, you see, that's the family reunion case. Love that gray bone. Love it. Beautiful. But this is actually a 2000. See here? That's how they did away with the X's and dots, and they started using dots again. But you see it's case double X. Dots are up top and on the bottom. And they started to come back with that Lightning Bolt S. I forgot to mention the Lightning Bolt S in the 80s. Let's see, it's 70s. This is the only 80s knife. Anyway. See that right there? See the Lightning Bolt S's? That's how you can tell it's the 80s. Case, double X. And then the stainless steel, where they got SS, the Lightning Bolt S as well, and in the USA. That's a telltale sign that that is 80s, okay? Now over here, they started using the dots in the 2000s with just dots, and it is a Lightning Bolt S right there. But there's a Colette Country Store. But this is a beautiful knife. And again, that pattern right here is a 62005R or razor, R-A-Z for razor, stainless steel blades. 6 is the jig or bone, smooth bone, and then 2 is the number of blades, and the 005 is for the razor. Is that not cool? Beautiful, beautiful bone. But guys, I mean, this is how you date it, and it takes practice. Even I get confused sometimes, and I've seen Wade get tossed up sometimes. It's hard to remember everything, but if you can contact Case, and they'll send you one of these. You might, I don't think you have to pay for it. You just contact them, and they'll send you one. Don't quote me on that, though. They might be charging now, but I think they sent me one or a few. But I was a member of the Case Collectors Club as well. But anyway, just contact them, and you'll be able to find one of these cards. But it has a different blade types. It has the anatomy of a case knife. See right here? And you can call them right there, phone and email. And see, there's in 2020, an all-new tang design was introduced, unlike the previous 2 decades. Only dots will be used. See there? That tells you all about the tang stamps right there, guys. Is that not cool or what? That's why I love, I don't really buy, unless I go to an event like this one, I don't really buy the newer case knife. Unless there's a Halloween knife, it's going to be, unless it's a specific collector's item. I just don't look for the newer case knives. I mainly deal with the 90s and below mainly, but I will buy that if I come across one brand new. That's a 2015 with no prices, the original price. But check this one out now. I just picked this one up in a pawn shop over in Opelika, Alabama. We did a trade. I traded a Colt 38 revolver for like 5 knives, and this was one of them. Then I bought about 20 knives for 750 bucks. A lot of them were Spydercos and Benchmades. But this is a Marlin Spike. And this right here is, see all them dots at the bottom? Case double X stainless. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 dots. So this is a 1975. Just by the way case is spelled, guys. That's what you got to look for. And the pattern on this thing is 6246. R means bell, remember? That R right there stands for bell. But you got one blade, and this counts as a blade. I'm not going to let it slam down hard. And this one right here is what you do to untie ropes. This is a roping knife. used by sailors and fishermen or people on boats and stuff. The large boats with the big rope knots and stuff. But that bone is gorgeous. But I just picked this one up, guys, not too long ago. Now this one here is one of my better case knives. I really love this thing. You see how the way that bone is. This thing cut my knuckle wide open, so I'm not going to open up both blades at the same time. But you see that jig bone? It's about mint, guys. And these springs are hard. But that is a gray, and it is sharp as a razor. See, that's X's under, 40 to 64. And it's got great snap. Hear that? And this one too. Half stop. Hear that? Beautiful, beautiful bone. I just love the way they did that bone and that pin right there. Very cool. And this one here, I think is an X is under as well. Red bone. Yeah, no, it's 64 to 69. I'm sorry. 64. Started in 65, went all the way through 69 is when that tang stamp went. You can see that blue tint on that blade. That means great carbon steel. And this is a jackknife. Easy open right here. That pin blade is excellent shape. It needs a little oil. I might need to oil it before I put it back up. This one here is an X is under. This is a slimline trapper, and that's red bone. Beautiful. I love that streak in it right there. But check this out. Is that not cool or what? X is under. Beautiful, beautiful knife, guys. Beautiful knife. This one I just picked up down in Albany at Bill. Mr. Bill works at that pawn shop. It's Pawn Brokers is what's the name of it. That is real pearl right there. That's mother of pearl. Beautiful. See that fire right there? And this is, I thought it was a 50s when I first got it, but actually you can see the dots right there. See them dots down at the bottom? I have to say it's a 75 or a 76. I can't tell. But it's a case stainless. Got snap in both blades. See there? Excellent shape, guys. Excellent shape. And we're fixing to go over here and look at my other case. I just picked this one up too down at the same place. This is actually a toothpick, and I think that's been repaired, but whoever done that did an excellent job right there. But this is actually an X is under right here. The blade ain't real bad. It ain't bad at all, and I love the way they jigged the bone back in the day. Love it. And guys, I can't get over this pickup here. That's gonna look good in my display case. I love it. Love that bone, man. That is some beautiful, beautiful bone. Beautiful bone, and it's got great snap. Look at the blades. Is that not cool or what? All right. All right, we're fixing to look at some more case knives right over here, right behind me. Okay, guys, the reason it don't look so full, I've taken a few out just to show. But this is my show piece. Well, this one here too. That's actually the first display case I ever put together with a lot of y'all's help. A lot of Mr. Crawford got the last one. It's one with the that one right there. He brought that down from South Carolina. He bought it off of eBay. That right there is I just bought another one of these, so I've got 3 now. Case Stag. It ain't come in yet. But there's my first one I bought. No, that's the first one I bought. I bought that one from a pawn shop, well, from a antique mall or antique store up in Pine Mountain. Paid $175 for it. Paid $175 of this one from Mr. Curtis out there in Wiggins. I just come across one. Paid up for it some. I'll tell you about all that when I get it in. But now I have one for me, one for my son Nick, and one for my son Austin. So 3 Stag exchangers. But I bought that one out there at in Wiggins, the Stag Lockhorn. This one was given to me, graciously given to me by Mr. Eric Reynolds from Texas. I traded that one for Mr. Rex. Y'all go check his channel out, Rex Wiseman. He's a great guy. It's Rick, his brother, Blades, and more. It's right over here. That's his channel right there. Brother Blades and more. Great guy. Great guy. A godly man. He's a great guy. That one right there I did on a trade. I had to clean it up, but it turned out really good. That's a stag. Hammerhead, that's a mako shark. That one right there I got a while back. I've had it for a long time. That's actually a 79, I think, but it's a shark's tooth. This is actually an 80. What year is that right there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 1980. Ain't that cool? Now this one, I don't know what year this is. It's probably the 70s. Yeah, it is. I don't know what year it is. I ain't gonna take it out. But love this stuff, guys. I mean, case is so fun to collect. Here's some more case knives that I picked up. That's some case knives there. Again, I got this one here at the trade days from Mr. Rex. I bought it from him. That's Brother Blades and More. But there's some more case knives. I got to put one back that was up here. And then I got a very special set for case that's going to be put up here. I might have to move this one again, but I can't wait to share that with you. Mr. World Famous is going to be getting it. I already gave him the money for it, but there's some more case knives here. That's actually the first case knife that I've done, put handles on it. This was a black plastic handles that have shrunk up, and I had a deer horn, and I actually put that on there. Horn, I learned right quick like that it is hard to fool with, but I re-put the shield back on there and everything. This is actually an X's under. See that right there? And it is a 640045R. 0045R is actually the model. So good stuff, guys, good stuff. My canoes, I'm not a big canoe person, but Wade gave me that one, and I bought that one there a long time ago. And I got the tang stamps right there. This was given to me by Deep South Cutlery. I bought this one from Deep South Cutlery. I think I paid $200 for it. Good stuff. I got some more case knives over here, guys. I got plenty more that's put up, but there's my Halloween knives that I have right now. There's 3 of them. That's that red stag I just got in, and there's the copper lock full-size copper lock I just bought down in Albany for $52. Amazing. Then we got some case knives over here too, guys. My other 2 Kodiaks. That is a buffalo horn, and that is stag right there. I actually bought that for $100. $100 up in Thomaston. Box and everything. The only thing it does have on is somebody's initials right there, MBN. But that's a beautiful knife. I'm not gonna fool with it. That's a great story. $100. People couldn't believe I only paid $100 for it, but it's on video. Then I got to put a lot more case knives back in there, but that's a blue scroll I just picked up over in Opelika. Wade gave me that one. That right there is rough black. It's actually X's under. Had to reprofile the main blade, but that's a camp knife, razor. I think that's all the case knives in here. Well, there's a mother. Well, that's right there. That's a good little case knife as well. That Marine Corps one is a case. Them 2 down here are cases, and that right there is a trapper lock that my wife gave me back in 2008 for Christmas. That was the first year that they were made, and that's a pocket warm right there. Just good stuff, guys. Good stuff. I love it. I really do. Guys, I forgot to tell you that the tang stamps were different for sheath knives. The dot system started with pocket knives in 1970, but they actually didn't start the dot system for sheath knives till 1980. See, this was 65 to 80 right there. See here, 65 to date, which is 80. And see that 1980. That's when they started putting dots on sheath knives, and then ever since then, they've been the same as pocket knives since 1980. Just want to share that real quick. Again, guys, it just takes practice when you're fooling with case knives. It's not real hard. It does get confusing sometimes, but just practice. Go out in the wild and find some in pawn shops and try to get one of them cards from Case and practice. It's so much fun. Well, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the video today. I hope you learned something. I just wanted to show some of my case knives. I wanted to show you how to date it, but I'm telling you guys, it takes practice. It takes practice, especially out in the wild. I can pretty much tell you what year it is. I can't tell you the pattern, but I know them like a trapper. I know when a trap when I see one, or a stop when I see one. I know a marlin spike, but I don't know the number that goes with that pattern. So, got to get better on that. Wade can spit them out. You know, he's been doing this for a long time. Usually, when Wade tells you something about a case knife, it's usually true. I've done learned that. So, he's like a walking encyclopedia for knives, all knives. I mean, he'll tell you when he don't know something, and that's very rare. But he does know his case knives. I do know that. But anyway, just like he told me, that was a transition frame from a 20 to 40 to 40 to 64, and that is so cool. He said that makes that knife even rarer. So that's a good knife to find on eBay. It really is. I only gave $225 for it. I think because it had that little broken piece up there, but I can live with that. Because if you wouldn't know it, you wouldn't know it. You know what I mean? But anyway, if Wade tells you something about a case knife, it's usually true. Because he's been there and done that, and he'll be. I think he told me he'll be 73 or 74 this year in June. I think it is. But just a great guy. And I'm so glad I got acquainted with Wade. Me and him are great friends, and he's introduced me to a lot of good people, great people as well, like Mr. Eric, Mr. Tony, Mr. Larry. Any friend of Mr. Wade is a friend of mine. How about that? So, and Miss Chloe. No, I can't forget about Miss Chloe. I love her to death. She is so cute. She really is. Don't pet her, though, when Mr. Tony's got her. But you can pet her all you want to on the ground, up on the tailgate, like you've seen in yesterday's video at the end. But we had a good time. I went over there and ate with them. I had an appointment in Perry, and I went on down there and ate with them. So it was a good time. It was a good time. It really was. But and I'll be introducing some of that. I filmed some, and I'll be putting that in some videos throughout this week and next. So I'm not going to put it all in one. I like to incorporate it in there. But Mr. D.I. Dave is going to be coming back up here with some more knives. I cannot wait to see what he's picked up again. So we're supposed to be meeting here in a few weeks, so I'll be letting y'all know. And it's just going to be a great time when he comes back up here. And guys, don't forget about my, don't get tired of me talking about this knife, because it's going to be a while before I do. Two worlds collide, or two eras of time of case. They collided, guys, when I put this knife together. 83 frame and bone with 2012 blades. Love it. And guys, like Mr. Wade says, it don't get no better than that. And that's a beautiful bone. But that's just goes to show you how beautiful case knives are. They really are. And again, I'm not a big fan of the new stuff, like and a lot of people are. I'm not knocking people that are, but like when they come out with peanut butter and jelly and all them sea dragons, I think it was, and all them the colors, I don't care for that. I like bone. I like black synthetic. Not a real big fan of the yellow synthetic, but I do like black synthetic, and I like any kind of bone, but my favorite bone is the amber bone, besides stag, of course. But not a real big fan of the newer case stuff as of yet. I do like the Halloween knives now, and I will pick those up probably every year from here on out, just to go in my collection. But I'm looking for the older ones now, so it's gonna be fun to just buy those every year now. So, and if I go to another case event, I'll buy that event knife, of course. You know, that'd be a newer knife. So, but I just I really love case. I have loved case since I was a kid, because that was my first knife. The Case XX Sodbuster black synthetic with it's a 1977. I got my first knife. So didn't take me long to get cut. I cut my thumb, and my dad didn't take it away, because he told me, be careful, you're going to get cut. And I did. I cut my thumb. It come down on my finger. But guess what? I made sure my fingers were out of the way then. That's the way we learned back then. our parents just they wasn't so protective, you know, like they are today. They let us fail, and we learned a lot. I'm telling you, we learned a lot. So, and guys, I can't get over this pickup right here. Is that not a beautiful knife? Drill frame. Look at that thing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful knife. Love it, guys. I love this stuff. Anyway, guys, thank y'all for tuning in today. I just want to say God bless to each and every one of y'all. Till we meet again, guys. Y'all be like a good night. Stay sharp.
It is USA, right?
I'm talking about you so sweet, girl.
Oh, God.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
You gonna trip your head.
She just wrapped me up. Kobe, come back around out of the way. She got me wrapped up.
She showed up.
See that? Watch it now.
Prancing like that.
He's a sport and a half, ain't he?
Yeah, it's a sweet girl.
It's a little diamond necklace, man. Look at that little diamond necklace on this thing.
I like it. Look at that. Yeah, pretty girl. Miss Chloe, she got her own pocket knife. And what kind of pocket knife is that?
That's a Blackie Collins.
Blackie Collins.
Roll out.
Uh-huh.
She said
Miss
I
Chloe.
can use it too.
Yes, sir.